So, in today's session, we will learn from Patanjali what are the 5 obstacles that prevent one from realizing the self. So, he explains there are 3 obstacles or 3 afflictions which are in that path of self realization, and one has to transcend these 5 obstacles. Let's see what are these 5 obstacles. Vidya, Asmita, Raga, Dvesha, Abhinivesha, Panchaklesha. Panchaklesha means 5 afflictions. And what are these 5 afflictions? Let's see one by one. The first one, what he calls as avidya or ignorance. Ignorance of what one is doing in his life, in his current life. You can see that there are some certain people who take up some activity, do it for certain time, and then put down that activity and again pick up one. Why is this happening? Because they don't have a clear intention or clarity of where they have to go towards. What is the path they have to choose? So there is a lot of confusion, and that confusion prevails because of this ignorance. So one has to overcome ignorance, and this can be done from self-study and also by self-discipline. The second obstacle is the presence of I. So always identifying oneself with me, or it is me who is doing all these things. How to overcome is to take up selfless activities, which means those activities will not in any way may be helpful to you, but definitely those activities will be helpful to others or the world. So plunge into those activities, and that is one way to destroy the ego. Of course, there will be a lot of clashes because your intellect will clearly say that this is of no use to me and why should I do this activity. So it's very hard to overcome by practicing, by being with selfless mindset, or being with such people provides us that kind of state. It's very hard to transcend that aspect. Now the third affliction, what he says is raga dvesha, which means likes and dislikes. Now anything we do in our day-to-day life, we have 2 state or 2 bondings, which is like either you like that aspect or you don't like it, which means you are again attached to activities you want to do. You like it, or you do it because you like it. Could you do it because it's your duty? Could you do such activity? To be in attachment or constantly being motivated by desires at the end always loosens your energy. It ends in miss. So it is better not to be motivated by desires. Better not to be motivated by likes and dislikes. Do it as if it were your duty. That is how you will be able to overcome this obstacle. And the next obstacle is abhinivesha, which means fear of death. This is a kind of matured obstacle. Unless you are able to transcend these 4 obstacles, you will not be even able to have a direct vicinity to this obstacle, and you will be able to overcome this obstacle only by having a greater vision and just traveling in that path. Unless you do that, you will not be able to overcome the fear of death. What means that at present moment you don't have any faculty to support to travel that path. So it's a great risk to travel that path. You don't know what you might lose. You don't know what support you have, but you are firm, or your vision is so strong to travel in that path. That kind of mindset, that kind of a mature aspect of mind is needed to overcome the fear of. So unless you overcome the 5th affliction, you will not be able to realize the self. So let's practice constantly and try to transcend these 5 obstacles to lead a spiritual or a peaceful life.